The darlings of the offseason wouldn't surprise anyone by climbing out of the NFC North cellar. The only thing keeping them from being higher on this list is the difficulty of the division. You're a Caleb fan, Brew, but I'm going to start with Nick since he had him going to the Super Bowl. Could they go from, they were actually finished worst?
Well, yeah, all these teams finished worst.
Well,
that's
the Super Bowl.
That's the oh, I'm sorry. Yes, but the
Worst to first.
Yeah, I absolutely think they can. They're the team that I would have number one most likely.
Number one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Patriots are going to do it. We'll talk about the other teams. Like, I bet actually, Brew, you might have them most likely.
Wow.
Of all
I would
the
have
teams,
San Francisco number one.
Oh, sorry, obviously, because San Francisco, but you'd
Right.
probably have them number two.
But you would you would have them ahead of San Francisco.
Yeah, because I don't think, for a couple reasons. One is, I don't know if the NFC North is quite as hard this next year as people think it will be. Because I think Minnesota is going to take a significant step back.
Why?
Because they're starting a rookie quarterback. They lost your guy. And so I do think that's going to happen. I also thought last year Green Bay was a little smoke and mirrorsy, and am not as intimidated by them as maybe others. And I am very curious how back-to-back gut punch end of seasons have landed with the Lions. You know what I mean? Where they have the Super Bowl in their hands, they blow that game, and then they are point differential gods, best record in football, 1 seed, and then get clocked in their first home playoff game. Like, I think there's probably maybe a little regression coming there. Meanwhile, the Bears hired the coach I wanted them to hire, addressed the part of the team I wanted them to address in the offensive line, and I think Caleb had a better season than it felt like he was having because I said they were going to go to the Super Bowl because the team as a whole was so disappointing. Caleb didn't have, with respect to the Prince, Trevor's rookie year. You know what I mean? Where it was like, oh man, like or Peyton Manning's rookie year, to pick different guys at different career trajectories, where it's like the numbers were bad, like everything was bad. So yeah, I think they can win the division.
Okay. I think we're having the wrong conversation, honestly. Because I like to look at it, I want to look at it from a franchise perspective and what the Bears as a whole have going for them compared to maybe other franchises right now. I think you could make the argument that the Bears potentially are in the best position from an up-and-coming talent standpoint combined with the coaching staff, that they will be a better run team and be able to execute at a higher level and a more consistent level than some of the other teams in the division. So what I mean by that is the Lions have an awesome roster, but they've now brought in two new coaches, 2 new coordinators, that now it's like the way how they're going to execute is a big question mark to me. The Minnesota Vikings have a great roster, great coaching staff, but what they're going to look to do this coming season is going to have to be adapted because they do have a first-year starter, for all intents and purposes, a rookie quarterback. The Green Bay Packers, I think Matt LaFleur needs to do a better job of showing that he gets the Packers ready week after week after week. I believe in a team like the Green Bay Packers, but I even, and I believe in Matt LaFleur, but there was times where I'm just like, I need to see better. Like, I need to see Matt LaFleur be a grown-up. Like, I still remember him getting in a fight with the Detroit Lions fan on the field. I'm just like, dude, you're a grown man. Like, that's a random dude living a random life. Like, you're the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. I don't care what that guy said to you. I don't care if he talked about you, your mom, your dad, your girl, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. He's a random dude, a random fan. The fact that guy even has any type of emotional reaction on you, I'm like, I don't like that. I just don't. And honestly, to me, that was actually an example of how ready that team was. There was games that team, that the Packers should have won, but they were not ready. They were not prepared. And I'm like, and I could defend it a little bit, but it was just messier, and I need to see that be different. Whereas with the Chicago Bears, I believe that this roster is significantly better. They fortified key aspects of this team. The coaching, I do trust that we're going to get higher level of execution, of organization, of preparedness, of just traditional X's and O's, as well as now, yes, is Caleb kind of a little bit more of a question mark, especially if we're talking about on a spectrum between Jared Goff, who's been in the league for years, and JJ McCarthy, who's going to be his first time. You now have the continuity of this next year with Caleb. It's just not his first year. I shouldn't say continuity, because when I talk about continuity, usually I talk about that in terms of like coach, quarterback, whatever. So he doesn't necessarily have that, but he does not have the this is all brand new to me. And so you could make the argument that if Caleb gets settled sooner rather than later and is a legitimate, like really, really good to great quarterback, then this Bears team like will have a tremendous amount going for them, with less question marks in a weird way. The biggest question mark is always going to be like your quarterback, and right now JJ McCarthy and the Vikings technically, theoretically, have that biggest question mark. I think that's 100% fair. The Detroit Lions have two question marks: offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. How is this team going to change? How is the play calling going to change? What does this look like? That is a big deal to me. That is a really big deal to me. And then with the Green Bay Packers, it's the Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur question mark together. That coach quarterback duo. I explained a lot of the issues that the Green Bay Packers had, but it's just still kind of like, okay, I still need you to kind of prove me, I guess actually prove me right in the positive then. Prove me right for why I defended you, right? To me, it's really a sink or swim year for that Packers team, and mainly Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur. I want to feel like that team is well prepared and well executed, and the relationship with Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur really seems to take root in a way that I did not necessarily see last year. And then again, then that leaves the door open for the Chicago Bears. So to me, that's probably the more interesting way to look at it when you're talking about like what does it take for them to win the division. And kind of to build off of what Nick Wright was saying, is that like maybe this division isn't as clear cut as people think it is, because there's some more question marks. Like I don't think the Packers were smoke and mirrors last year. I don't, so that's why it's kind of like, okay, let's see if they can get back on solid ground. Let's see what JJ McCarthy does. Let's see what the Lions look like with two new coordinators. In a way, I have, put it this way, I have a lot more confidence that the Chicago Bears, that Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams in this offense is going to look significantly better than it did last year. I don't have that same level of confidence that the Detroit Lions offense and defense will look as great as it has looked in years past with new coordinators. I don't have that same level of confidence that JJ McCarthy will be able to step in and just be great with this Vikings team, because I've never seen JJ McCarthy play. Again, I don't doubt JJ McCarthy, but I can't bring the same level of confidence because I've at least seen Caleb Williams play in the NFL this last year. And same thing with the Green Bay Packers. It's just like, I need to see Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur be so much, stabilize what they got going on. And I can explain it away because of how their season unfolded with injuries and whatnot, but I still need to see it. So I can't bring a level of confidence. Weirdly enough, I can bring a higher level of confidence with what Ben Johnson is bringing to the table. And that's also partly because I believe in coaching so much. And I do believe in Ben Johnson, and I do believe Caleb Williams will be good enough to at least, be a contributing factor to the vision of what Ben Johnson is looking to do. The only way this team does not have success is if Caleb Williams really is just, wow, he was a bust. Like he is not good. He is not consistent. Like he is hanging on by a thread. Like at best case scenario, he's just like a late bloomer, and it's going to take him a couple years, and he's going to have, they're going to have to ship him off to another team, and he'll have to get another chance, and it'll have to be like a Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield type of story. But like outside of something like that, it's just hard for me to not see this team just be so much more smoothly run. And again, I want to be clear kind of what I'm saying. It's like I'm not saying that this roster is better than that roster, or that this coaching staff is better than that coaching staff. It's just the level of confidence that I could bring to any one conclusion. It's not like I'm saying that I feel that the Bears have the best chance to win the division, or the best chance, or that they're going to be the better team, or this, that. It's just like if I was forced to rate my confidence level of each individual team of a conclusion that could be drawn, this would be it. If that, hopefully that makes sense. That's just kind of how I'm looking at things right now. I'm always trying to look at things from different angles and different views, and not just having the same kind of generic conversation over and over again. I really do try my best not to do that, because it's, we're so close, guys. We're so close. We're mid-July, near the end of July, mid to end July. We're almost in August, and once we're in August, it means we're almost in September. And if we're almost at September, it's almost the start of the football season. We just got to get through it. We could do it. We can do it. There's really probably only a few more weeks before we can really start to like feel that momentum of like real football. It's close, man. It's close. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Chicago Bears and the biggest key to the Bears winning the division and the likelihood that they can win the division? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so that you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.